Hello and welcome to Engine Adventures review of this 2022 GMC Canyon AT4 with the additional AT4 performance off-road package thing. This truck, as you can see right now, got the fog lights on and the headlights are not on, so it does pass the fog light test. It comes, all the AT4s do, with these Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrack 265/65 R17s, I believe. That's a 31 or 32. I'll have to look that up and throw it on the screen. And the performance or extra off-road package gives you these rock rails that are attached to the body. So, I don't know how much I would trust them. Obviously, they'll protect you a little bit, but I don't know if they can take a real hard hit or not. And it wouldn't be an off-roader if it didn't have red tow hooks. In my opinion, this is a good looking truck. I like the color of it. It drives really nice on road and off road. It does okay, it does pretty well, but not a bad truck for its size for sure. It does have the 3.6 liter V6 with the 8-speed automatic transmission, and see the spare tire there is definitely not a Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrack, and my guess is it's not even the same size as these ones. It's probably a standard size and not the slightly bigger ones. Also part of that off-road package, it does come with a front leveling kit, so it lifts the front up just a little bit. It does have the steps to get into the bed, and it does have the soft opening tailgate as well. But the bed here, I think, just standard. There's nothing unique or cool about it. They haven't pushed the bedsides out on the Canyon in Colorado like they did on the Sierra and Silverado half tons. But overall, really not a bad truck. Let's go ahead and take a look under the hood real quick. Here we see that 3.6 liter V6 with variable valve timing and direct injection. It produces 308 horsepower and 275 foot-pounds of torque, which you definitely feel it. Doesn't get the power till higher up in the RPM range, and it's not a smooth engine when you get up in the higher RPM range. You can tell there's actually a lot of space there. You have the engine cover that's kind of blocking it, but down in there you can see the ground through there, and plenty of space to work. If you need to replace an alternator or something, it's not bad to get in there and work on it. And it is not as much of a truck engine as you want. You know, you typically prefer more torque to horsepower just to have that better driving ability in a truck when you're off-roading, towing, and all that stuff. But really, this engine, as I mentioned, doesn't do too bad, especially paired to that 8-speed automatic. Let's take a look inside. Before we get inside here, let's see if it stays. There you go. So the gross vehicle weight rating is 6,000 pounds, and the payload capacity is 1312. So that's not anything amazing, but it's not too bad either. So the Ram Rebel I had was 13, I can't even remember, like 1324 or something on the payload. So for a half-ton truck, having barely more payload than this mid-size truck, I'd say this thing is not too bad at all. Stepping in, you can see how far these rock rails stick out past, and it's not a big deal stepping in and even stepping out sometimes, but I do rub my leg on it sometimes. So if this gets all muddy, I'm gonna be rubbing my leg on it and getting my leg all muddy. With the AT4, it does get these special embroidered headliners, and it has orangish, copperish, brownish stitching there. Not bad, I like the looks of it, and that's all the way around. And this one actually has a key. No push button start, which is interesting to me. Four-wheel drive settings are over here, and this one has four-wheel drive auto. It does have the G80 rear locker. We'll get into that stuff in the off-road. And headlights here. To turn on your fog lights, simply push that. You can see the fog lights are now on. And when you hit the fog light button, it does turn on the headlights automatically, or you can just manually turn them on, of course. So we'll go ahead and flip the fog lights back off. The screen, not bad. it does feel a little bit outdated. I don't really use the maps on these, whatever. It's okay and does great for me. I don't mind having a smaller-ish screen, and this one suffices. It does have the steering wheel controls back here to control the audio, and plenty of, you know, these buttons here to control what's going on there. It's showing 17.2. I was getting a little over 18 before I started filming, so it took, you know, a little bit of idling and the off-roading and all that stuff. That fuel mileage has gone down a bit, and it's going to go down some more. Cruise control, heated steering wheel. Down here you have the traction control buttons, and in this one I believe you push it, and if you just push it and let it go, it turns off traction control, and if you push it and hold it, then it will turn off traction control and stability control both. So that's how you get through that system to enable and disable those. Lane keep assist, parking sensors, flashers, trailer tow or tow haul mode, the downhill assist, and the rear cargo lamp. Heated seats. This just, actually that is cooled seats as well, I believe. Or no, that just heats the back. So this is heated on the bottom, heated on the back. That's what I was thinking, but then I saw the lines and maybe questioned that, but yes. Over here, 12-volt power outlet. It does use an SD card for the maps, I believe, but you can also load media onto there, and it has an auxiliary headphone jack, the 3.5mm, couple USBs. Right here, it does have a wireless charging pad, and my phone actually doesn't fit there. So my phone's not that big. It's a Google Pixel 3, and not even the big version, just a regular Google Pixel. There are other phones much bigger than that, and there's no way they'll fit there. Mine, if I angle it just right, I can actually get it to charge. In here, someone left their headphones, but other than that, just a small little cubby. Nothing much. You can put papers in here. I thought, no, this one doesn't. I thought they had a pen holder there, but apparently not. Up top, sunglass holder. My Tifosi Jets just barely don't fit in there. I can force them in, but those are more for an aviator style glasses, and just the normal lights and stuff up here. So this is when the door's on or not on at all. So if you put it in the middle, the lights come on when you open the doors, and then lights on, lights off all the time. Right there, obviously the dome lights or reading lights, whatever. And same thing back here, you've got those lights. Rear window is just manual, which is perfectly fine, and you can actually reach that from the driver's seat if you stretch out a little bit. The seating position's comfortable. It's not bad to drive at all. However, if you are any taller than me, it gets a little tight. And let's go ahead and take a look in the back seat. I'm always nervous with the actual key version that it might lock on me, but here in the back seat, I can fit. I'm 5'10", and there's about 3 inches of room there between my knee. So if you're 6 feet tall and you have someone that's 6 feet tall sitting behind you, it can get a little cramped back here, a little tight. There are 2 USB ports and another 12-volt here in the back. Little cubby, center armrest with the cup holders in it. And let's take a look under the seat. And they did this one right, 60-40 split with the 60 on the driver's side. There's the handle. Oh, it's a two-handed one. There we go. So 2 hands to lift that up. I don't know if I like this or not, kind of the divider thing. It's got benefits in that it holds everything under the seat, but you also can't lay something out that's a little bigger. So benefits and downsides to that. And it does have the little cubby on the side. Of course, your jack tools are there, but it does lock into place, so I can't pull this down without flipping that lever, which is a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you are. Sometimes on the ones that don't lock into place when you're driving around, they will get stuck. Sorry, not get stuck, but they will fall down on their own when you want them to stay up. Back here, just a tiny bit more storage and access to the child seat locks. Not much you can do back there besides, you know, use those child seat locks, but like I said, there's a tiny bit of storage on the bottom. All right, here's the window sticker. 2022 Canyon AT4 4-wheel drive crew cab. The exterior is cayenne red tint coat and jet black interior with the Kalahari accents. 3.6 liter V6 and the 8-speed automatic. The base price for this one is $40,000. 40,200. And then the AT off-road performance package right here is an extra 3,195, and you get the GM Performance black exhaust tip, which definitely adds 0 horsepower. The suspension leveling kit, black badges, again, they add a ton of 0 horsepower. Off-road rocker protection, which is actual functional. A front skid plate, spray-on bed liner, all-weather floor liners, the mid skid plate, and we'll take a look at those because honestly, if the regular AT4 doesn't have those, then something's not right with the regular AT4 package. 17-inch gloss black aluminum wheels. I do like the look of the wheels a lot. So a lot of this is an appearance package, but you do get the front leveling kit, the spray-on bed liner, and a couple skid plates. So that definitely helps, and the rock rails, of course. The other big one is the infotainment system with navigation for $995. And that's an 8-inch touchscreen. Has the Bose premium audio included with that. And yeah, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that kind of stuff. Next up is the red paint for $645, Cayenne red tint coat, and the driver alert package for $395, and the wireless charging pad for $75. It does have just the standard 342 rear axle ratio. All the options total $5,300. With the $1,195 destination, it brings the total to $46,700. Not bad. The final assembly plant is Wentzville, Missouri in the USA. And right there you can see 61% US and Canadian parts, 17% Mexico. The rest is probably in Asia for a lot of the computer pieces and other stuff. So I talked a lot about how much I like the Nissan Frontier, and the interior on this is just much nicer. Even though this model's a little bit older, I have the Frontier Pro 4X. The interior on this truck is a lot nicer. It's just about the same as far as comfort goes. I was very comfortable in the Nissan Frontier, but 2022, I should say, the updated one. And they come in at really pretty close to the same price. So the Pro 4X, I think, was like $43,000-ish. So this one at $46,000 is pretty close, but just a little bit nicer all around inside. Again, the Frontier drives a little bit better. I like the way the Frontier drives a lot. They've done a really good job tuning the 9-speed transmission and that new 3.8 liter, I want to say, V6. Anyway, that combination does really well and is the best driving mid-size truck, excuse me. In my opinion, that Frontier is the best driving mid-size truck. And this thing with the V6 gas engine, I would say the only downfall really to this truck, or the biggest downfall, not the only one, but the biggest one, is that V6 engine. It needs some work. I do get a little bit of vibration. Hopefully I catch that on the film, on video. But once you get up around 4,000 RPM, it just kind of sounds rough. It just doesn't seem quite right. And the engine's perfectly fine. It's not a problem. It's just not as smooth as I would like it to be, and the engine doesn't feel as gutsy and quick as I would like it to. Then again, you do have the option of the baby Duramax, or baby Duramax, now that there's a 3-liter Duramax as well in the half tons. But anyway, you can get the Duramax in this thing, which is great on fuel mileage and performance for towing and all that stuff as well. There is no trailer brake controller that I could find in this one, so definitely if you're towing, you're going to want to add that in. But other than that, really well equipped. And when you go down into lock, you have the buttons right here. It took me just a minute to find those. So if you're trying to lock it into a certain gear, make sure you're using these to do that. And it doesn't lock it in a certain gear. It keeps you from going above a certain gear. So you put it in third, it'll go 1, 2, and 3 and hold it in third gear. Just as a side note, it won't shift beyond third, but it will downshift below that. Yeah, I think that covers just about everything on this. Driving on the freeway in the GMC Canyon AT4, it's really well controlled. It doesn't wander. I mean, my hand's not on the steering wheel right now. It just drives straight. So it does really well with staying in its lane, tracking really well. The tires, you can hear them just a little bit there, but not too bad for the speeds we're going, 75 miles an hour-ish. It really does drive really nice on the road, even with the slightly oversized tires that are a little bit knobby. Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax, of course, and decent amount of power out of the V6. This engine's not my favorite, but if I had a choice, I would slot this between the top-end Frontier and the bottom-end Toyota Tacoma as far as highway driving goes. It does, this one, the GMC Canyon, does need to downshift every now and then to keep speed. It does a decent job, you know, once you get to your set speed, you can kind of leave your foot and it stays close. But there are a few times where you'll lose, you know, 5 miles an hour or more, whereas in the Tacoma it seemed like it was constantly a pain to keep at a set speed without using cruise control. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna do a 0 to 60. 3, 2, 1, go. That was 8.7 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. You hear that engine, it's noisy but not smooth. 60. And that was 9.84. Again, uphill at 4,600 feet of elevation. But overall, not a bad 0 to 60 time. I just hate how rough this engine gets above 3,500, 4,000 RPM in that range and up. It starts running real rough, and I shouldn't say running rough. It vibrates a little bit, it makes a terrible noise, but still a great engine. Like I said, decent power. I wish it had more torque, especially on the low end. I wasn't all-wheel drive that time, but even in two-wheel drive, it doesn't really spin the tires when you take off. So it could definitely use a lot more low-end torque. You see this guy smoking the tires on his trailer. Thank you for watching Engine Adventures review of this 2022 GMC Canyon. Really like the truck overall. I would put it right near the top of the mid-size truck segment. It does need some updating inside for sure, and I can't wait for when GMC does update these trucks. Should be a big improvement if they do what they've done with the half-ton trucks, and I'm looking forward to that. But as it is, it's still a great truck, still very competitive in the mid-size truck market, and pretty capable all around. Drives really well, tracks straight, rack and pinion steering, of course, makes it handle and drive really well on-road, and off-road it does pretty well also. Be sure to check out the off-road video when it gets posted. If it's not already up, it'll be up in the following week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit subscribe, ring the bell, and comment down below. The comments are really what help out a lot right now with the algorithm, so commenting makes a big difference for me. And if you didn't like it and you give me a thumbs down, be sure you comment and let me know why. I want to know what you think I could do better and how to get you the information that you want to learn in these videos. Thanks again. Have a great day.